Hello everyone. So today I'm going to show you how to create a gallery widget. So here you can see this is actually a scrollable pane. So when you have more images, this part will turn into a scrollable area, and then you will have images that you can select, and whatever the selected images will be appear in this bigger image. So you can close this and you can go to the other building. And if you open the gallery, you can see the images relevant for this building. Similarly, I have other buildings as well, and of course here you can see the images of that building in the gallery. So this is what we are going to work on today, how to implement a gallery widget using UMG. I'm going to connect this with this architectural or design visualization system that we have been working on for like 5 episodes now. And of course you can watch other tutorials where I covered from scratch all the things that you see in this series. They are available here, and also you can download the project files of this project and all other thousands of projects I have done from my Patreon page. I'll leave the links to everything in description below. Right, now let's get back to today's tutorial. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is here, let's go to our UI folder and let's create a new widget block, right? Use a widget, let's call it WPP gallery. Okay, right, and here first let's add a canvas panel. And then let's add a vertical box under the canvas panel. So this might, let's say, let's make this centered. And the size this, because this is the image size that I'm planning to use here. So here are the images. Let me import them so that we can use one as an example. Should I call it? Okay, let's use one as an example. Maybe this one. Okay, so under this we need an actual image. So I might as well drag and drop one of these. Right. Size. Let me wrap this image with a size box, and I'll make the vertical box size to content. Now image wrap with just call box size box. Okay, now here I can give min desired height and width, 720 height. It's this width. Oh, not my min. Alright, now if you need an outline for this, we can put this as a rounded box. Then we get the outline setting option. And this turn into fixed radius. Okay, now this is how it looks. And if you want the outline to be white, you can do that too. Okay, let's make it 10. That looks better. Okay, now here in the center we have the image. And under this, I need to see other available images. So for that, I'll add a scroll box. Is this the one we need? Oh, before that, we need a separate widget, maybe a button for thumbnails. Oh, okay, we can use a button actually. Okay, so let's try this. Scroll box, and it should be horizontal. Now let me add a button. Size. Okay, here let me choose one of the images. This size. Something like this. Maybe it's not enough. Well, no, I think it would be simpler if I use a separate widget, because when I do that, I can have other different kind of changes to the thumbnail as well. Yeah, let's do that. So go back, another widget. I call it WPP thumbnail. Here, let's add a button. And under the button, I'll add an image. Well, we can drag and drop these images. This. Button size. Here, image. Like this. Fill the entire area. Then let's see. Let me add the thumbnail. This is the widget I just created, and drag and drop here. So this is the way it appears. Okay, it is not exactly the way I want it. Maybe remove this. Here I see a padding for the button. Okay. Now we see only the image. So scale. Okay. We can set the scale here for the image. 128, 72. This is how it looks now. Okay. I doubled the scale to 56 and 144. Now it looks bigger. I think I like it. Now if I add multiple thumbnails here, it's enlarging. Scroll box. Let's do something like this. This was the original size, and the size is limited here, like this. So maybe we should add a size box for this too. Max desired width. Try this. Now if this exceeds, now you see the scroll bar appears here. So that means we can use the scroll bar to change between images. but this the width is not exceeding more than that. Okay, but the other thing is, I think it would be better if we have some kind of outline. So here, again, box, 10 radius, like that. That's more clear. Okay, and now the next step is, so here I added these images manually. Instead of doing that, I need to initialize this with an array of images, and they should appear here. So I'll delete this, and in the thumbnail, I'll add a function set image. That's all we need right now. So get the image, set brush from yeah, maybe we should use a soft texture so that we don't need to preload them. And we can call this when we want to initialize the thumbnail. Now in the button in the widget gallery, here also I'll add a function load gallery, and as the input I'll get an array of subtextures. This type texture 2D or object reference, soft object reference. Okay, array, call it texture array. Now we can run a for each loop, and for each texture let's create widget from the type thumbnail. Controller here, and then the texture, that image, sorry, that image, past reference, and we need to add this as the child of the scroll box here. I will call it thumb scroll. This child, the child is this. Okay, and one more thing, the first image here, so is valid index 0. So we need to make sure we have at least one element in this array. If yes, then this one, image. Let's call it selected image. It's already a variable. Selected image. It brush from soft texture. And get, I need to drag a line from that. Get text array. Get the first element. Choose it. Okay. So now if I call this load gallery, it should load all the widgets, all the thumbnails down here, and the first one should be loaded here. Now to test this, we have this one here. This is where I want to do this. In the build, when I click the build-in name here, down here, let's add a gallery button. And this is be built-in info right here. Just like this button. Copy this. Go inside the vertical box and paste. Let's call it gallery. Gallery. Maybe we should make it a bit smaller. 16. This is 24. This also should be 16. And when we click on this, we should open the gallery. So here, let's add an on-click event. So let's create widget and choose gallery. Controller. And here, what's the function we created to initialize this? Load gallery. Okay. Here we can call load gallery. And now we need to pass an array. So temporarily, let's make an array using these images that we have here. We have only 4 items. Let's remove this one. Okay, and then let's add this to viewport. See if it works. Okay, A1 gallery. Okay, so it's working. Image change is not working because we didn't really implement it yet. But the basic function is working. Okay, right now we need to implement applying the selected image into the gallery as the selected one. So main image should be selected based on the one we select. So to implement that, here in the thumbnail, let me promote this as a variable. First, to variable, let's call it image. Okay, and then here this is a button, so we can have a on-clicked event. Here, let's create a dispatcher on click. Then let's add an input as well. Soft texture, no, texture 2D, soft object reference, the same type as this one. Selected texture. Oh, let's call it texture. And here I'll call this like this. Then the place where we create this button, that means here, I'll add bind event on thumb click. Here, let's create an event. So let's create a machine function. Let's rename this load main image. Actually here, basically this is what we need to do here as well. So it's no point reusing that. I mean, no point reusing this function over there as well. So I'll just create it like this. Okay, now I think that should work. Let's see. Gallery. See? It's the same one. Okay, so it changes. Maybe we need to highlight the currently selected image. And also maybe we should this below is covered from this gallery. Maybe we should add some background to this. Yeah. So let's wrap this with a border. And here we don't need a padding. Let's make this black and a bit transparent. Now let's check. Maybe we can increase the transparency, make it less transparent. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's better. Okay, now how do we show the highlight selected image? For that, one thing, this should be top. So maybe can we change the outline color when it is selected? Under brush. Let's add a custom event. No, another function. Toggle highlight. And then, oh, not here, not here. Got this. Go back to the thumbnail. Here, here. Toggle highlight. And let's add an input. A boolean to say whether we want to highlight or unhighlight. Enable. Yeah. So if this is true, so all I want to do is making this outline white. We can do this. Get the image, get brush, from this get outline. Oh, we got the brush, outline settings. Let's promote this to a local variable. And then set members. And I want to change the outline color. Color. Split this. Okay. Here I want to assign white. Do that, and then again get the image. Get brush. Set members. And as I said here, I only need to change the outline. So outline and put this outline. Now this is for true. So let's see if it is working. So here, let's call toggle highlight. Hit the true. See what happens. See, it became white. Great. Now did I? Oh, should be one. Okay. Now if this is false, well, basically we need to do the same thing. Well, this is not where it differs. Here, let's do a select based on this enable. If this is true, we need to make it white. If it is false, it should remain black. Alright, now the highlight part is okay, but we need to de-highlight all other buttons when we select another thumbnail image. So for that, well, we can do it here. Load main image. or rather I'll call it select man image. And when we do that, well, here we need to de-highlight all other buttons, but we do the highlighting maybe we should do it beforehand. Let's set a delay here because we are going to de-highlight all other buttons. Okay, so all the buttons in the gallery. Okay, now in order to de-highlight that, we need references to existing buttons that we don't have. So here, let's promote this to a local, no, not a local variable. Let's promote this to a variable. Now let's change this to an array, and then at the end I'll add this like this. Okay, now when we select the main image, we can go through all the thumbnails and de-highlight them. So double highlight, call it a pause. Okay, now let's see. Gallery. See? Now we can see the selected one. Both has the same color outline. Great. It's a little more transparent. Okay, so the delay seems too much. So reduce it. Check again. Yeah, this is better. Okay. Now we need a close button for the gallery. So yeah, should we put that? Maybe in one of the corners. I like to have the same style as this built-in info. So therefore, I'll copy this button. This button. Paste it. Set the size to 40 by 40. That's the text. Let's add a capital X. Size is not enough. 60 by 60. Looks alright. Okay, that's good enough. PTN close. Place it here. Maybe here, a bit to the side. But feel free to place it anywhere you want. And we need to do the function. So once we click here, all we need to do is remove this from the parent, from the viewport. So okay, let's check now. This gallery, close, gallery, close, this, close. All right, fine. So the placement is not correct because when we have items here, this moves up a little bit. To test that, here, see, that's what happens. So we can move it up. Test gallery. Okay. All right. Okay, now the next thing is here, as you can see, I'm just building info. Here, I'm just using this hard-coded array. So this is not correct. So here, let me promote to a variable text array. Or we can just call it gallery. More clear. And then we have built-in blueprints. If I open it, this built-in blueprint is responsible for creating the widget, built-in info, and if we have well, no, here set text gallery array. Now we can have an array in the built-in blueprint itself to hold these textures. So call it gallery array and make it public. These two images as the default values so that we can see some here. No, type compile. We need to make this visible. Okay, gallery array. Right. Now here, if you take few more screenshots that matches this building and this building, you can use them. So I'll do that. Okay, here I imported two images for the other building. This one, building here. So I'll assign these two images for this array. Building A2, these two images. Building A1, the initial 4 images, which I already have here. I'll add 2 more. Okay, now let's see. Here, if I open gallery, we see the images relevant for that building. Close. Go to the next building. We see images relevant for this building. If I go to building B, here, gallery, we see images for that building. Alright, so that's all I want to do in this episode. And thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for download in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And so as this is a sponsored series, I haven't received any new request for this series to cover next, but let's see. So I will share whatever else I do in this series, but feel free to let me know always if you have any questions in the comments and if you have more suggestions for this system. Goodbye.